Hello, hello! My name is Callista and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. In the last episode, we entered the Circle of Magi and things are a little screwed up here. There are abominations stalking the halls and we told Knight Commander Gregor that we would enter the tower, we'd see if we could find any surviving mages, and we promised him that we'd try and bring First Enchanter Irving back to safety. And just like Artin thought might have happened, we did indeed find a whole bunch of mages all holed up together awaiting rescue. And this lady here, Qwinn, actually asked us if we would be willing to help her defend the tower, and we said we would. Now, before we actually head into the tower proper, I do believe I have some stuff for Qwinn. Yes, we have the Vestments of the Seer. Very nice. And I'm also going to give her the Amulet of the War Mage. Whilst I do focus Qwinn on healing, if I'm not going into the healing tree, I do tend to put, not points, I do tend to give her like primal spells. So that'll be useful for her. And whilst I'm almost here, also here, let's give you, that was a lesser, right? That was a lesser. There we go. And some lyrium. Just so that we can get to it quickly. There we go. Very nice. Alrighty then. And I would also like to have a chat with all of these mages, just see what they have to say.
Look after her, will you?
Let me start my timer. There we go. I will, don't worry. Who? She's old enough to look after herself. You sound a little worried. Yeah, Petra actually asked if Qwinn would like her to come along with her. Something seems to have happened before Artin arrived. You sound a little worried.
I don't know if she's up to this, especially not after... I just worry.
Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on her. Well, she is getting on in years. Not after what? Qwinn seems to be a strong woman. Not after what?
I was on my way down to the library when I heard screaming, and a demon came around the corner. Its eyes were afire with evil. I was certain it was my death come upon me. I think I screamed. I was so afraid. And then Qwinn was there, in front of me, shielding me. It was light and fire, blood and chaos. When it was over, the demon was dead, but Qwinn wasn't moving either. I was so afraid she was... gone.
Well, she seems to have survived. She was probably just stunned. What happened then? Well, she is up and about, walking and talking. She was probably just stunned.
As I moved to help her, she stirred and coughed. I don't know what I would have done if she had died. For me.
That's good. I'm glad she survived. She just had the wind knocked out of her then. You probably couldn't have survived without her. Yeah, she had the wind knocked out of her. That seems the most likely explanation. She just had the wind knocked out of her then.
Just look after her, all right? She might be completely fine, but then again, maybe she didn't come away from that totally unharmed.
Yes, now stop bothering me. Don't worry, she'll be safe with me. I'm sure she'll recover. So we can't guarantee that she'll be safe with us. An abomination that Artin might not have seen might swipe Qwinn across the head and she goes sprawling into the stone floors. But I don't think Artin would dismiss Petra's worries. She's being very logical about this, but she's making a mental note that, okay, Qwinn has been in a recent accident. We need to take some precautions with her. I'm sure she'll recover.
Thank you. And thank you again for helping us.
No worries, Petra. And Qwinn?
It is good to see that some wardens survived. We are sorry for the loss of your comrades.
I need to go. I was lucky to have escaped. Logain is to blame. He betrayed King Kaelin. They should have seen it coming. We don't need your sympathy. I was lucky to have escaped.
We heard about Logain. I would never have imagined the Terran a traitor.
How did you find out? I knew he was up to something the minute I met him. The battle was a slaughter. how did you find out?
Qwinn was at Ostagar. She told us everything upon her return. But why speak of things past? Be careful in there, and stay safe.
Okie doke. And Kelly?
I don't suppose this is what you expected the circle to be like, is it?
I don't have time to chat. No, I always thought it would be more orderly. This is not a common occurrence, I take it. Actually, I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often. What would Artin have expected the circle to be like? To be honest, I don't think she really had any expectations other than it'll have a lot of mages. This is not a common occurrence, I take it.
I keep thinking this is our punishment for being mages. That's why the Templars have to do away with us.
No, don't say that. It's not true. You deserve to live just like anyone else.
Their swords are like the sword of mercy that sent Andraste back to the Maker.
You're delirious and I don't want to talk to you. That's one way of putting it. Wouldn't it have been better if Andraste hadn't died at all? Her being delirious is a possibility. The mages probably aren't used to seeing fighting, seeing a lot of people die for people who are, civilians. That can be incredibly distressing for them. Artin's kind of numb to it by now, but I think... Still, outright saying, you're delirious and I don't want to talk to you is very rude. That's one way of putting it.
We should let the Templars come. Only then can we be cleansed of our wickedness.
If you say so. The horror of this ordeal has unhinged you, I see. Babble to yourself somewhere else. You're disturbing me. She's definitely thinking number 2. She's kind of thinking this girl is going to need some serious therapy once this is all over. If you say so.
I will pray. May we abandon our tainted bodies to find peace with the Maker.
Okay. Okay, Kelly. Admittedly, I know. Because I've played the Mage Origin. Kelly's always been like this. Kelly's always been a little bit, sensitive, shall we say?
Here we are. I'm somewhat amazed at myself for having kept it in place this long.
What are you waiting for? Remove it. You did what you had to do, Qwinn. Did it tire you out? Impressive for an old woman. You did what you had to do, Qwinn.
It made me very weary at times, but I had to stay strong to keep us safe. Be prepared for anything. I do not know what manner of beasts lurk beyond this barrier. Are you ready?
I am ready. Destroy the barrier. Hold on, I'm not ready yet. Yes, hurry up and let's get on with it. I am ready. Destroy the barrier.
All right. Be on your guard.
Okay. Let's see. Oof. Oof. Hello. Sweep it. Oh, there's another. Now that we're getting a close-up, yeah. I don't think Artin was prepared to see these. These are. Liliana, why are you so close? Oh, take it out. Yeah, I think as Artin levitates, apparently, nice trick. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't think Artin was expecting something quite so horrifying as those. Okay, and we have these torn books. Ooh. Summoning Sciences. The second half of a torn book. The summoning sigil will ignite upon ritual initiation. If the order is incorrect, the ritual will reset. Exercise 1. Address the summoning font. Select the second passage from the Tome of Spirit, personage's second shelf. Pass open hands through the first summoning flame. Select first flames. Exercise 2. Address the summoning font. Recite the Rhodocom's Uncommon Calling first column support shelves. Place 1 silver coin at the feet of the statue of Magus Gorvish. Pass open hands through the second summoning flames. Exercise 3. Alert senior magi of lessons commencement. Address the summoning font. Recite the second passage of Elvorn Grand's Bestiary, sealed text, third area. Trace the chosen sigil on the first area common table. Place a lock of hair between the pages of the Spiritorium Aetheralis, right of the sealed text. Perform Callum's gesture, 2 fingers, at the statue of Magus Gorvish. Breathe on the dried hemlock in the novice phylactery, second column support shelves. Pass open hands through the third summoning flames. Okay. An abomination. We arrived in the dead of night. We had been tracking the Maleficar for days and finally had him cornered. Or so we thought. As we approached, a home on the edge of the town exploded, sending splinters of wood and fist-sized chunks of rock into our ranks. We had but moments to regroup before fire rained from the sky, the sounds of destruction wrapped in a hideous laughter from the centre of the village. There, perched atop the spire of the village chantry, stood the mage. But he was human no longer. We shouted prayers to the Maker and deflected what magic we could, but as we fought, the creature fought harder. I saw my comrades fall, burned by the flaming sky or crushed by debris. The monstrous creature looked as if a demon were wearing a man, like a twisted suit of skin, spotted me and grinned. We had forced it to this, I realised. The mage had made this pact, given himself over to the demon to survive our assault. Transcribed from a tale told by a former Templar in Cumberland, 884 Blessed. It is known that mages are able to walk the Fade whilst completely aware of their surroundings, unlike most others who may only enter the realm as dreamers and leave it scarcely aware of their experience. Demons are drawn to mages, though whether it is because of this awareness or simply by virtue of their magical power in our world is unknown. Regardless of the reason, a demon always attempts to possess a mage when it encounters one, by force or by making some kind of deal depending on the strength of the mage. Should the demon get the upper hand, the result is an unholy union known as an abomination. Abominations have been responsible for some of the worst cataclysms in history, and the notion that some mage in a remote tower could turn into such a creature unbeknownst to any was the driving force behind the creation of the Circle of Magi. Thankfully, abominations are rare. The Circle has methods for weeding out those who are too at risk for demonic possession, and scant few mages would give up their free will to submit it to such a bond with the demon. But once an abomination is created, it will do its best to create more. Considering that entire squads of Templars have been known to fall at the hands of a single abomination, it is not surprising that the Chantry takes the business of the Circle of Magi very serious indeed. That is very troubling, and yet I'm going to keep up the Summoning Sciences Codex. Oh, a dead Templar. That's unfortunate. Well, there's the summoning font. And I notice I'm getting rather a lot of health potions. Yes, more of the Watchguard of the Reaching. I've read those too. First Enchanter Dorval fell suddenly to a disease of the lungs. This unfortunate disruption in the direct line of descent from Tower founding should be treated as opportunity. The Circle will reform practices to better address the times. Many rituals remain valuable, but some, the Two Bells, Garnold's Lament, Watchguard of the Reaching, Benford Dar, have little or no meaning in our texts. We will move forward as Dorval would have wished, and commit these and other ceremonies to the age we have left. With no plan of estate, his belongings have been transferred into the common library for the benefit of all. Excerpt. Circle of Magi Declaration, Kinlock Hold, Transitional. 590 Exalted. Scribbled in corner, Reaching again! And old! They don't know! Idiots! Wards weaken. sounds like Gant is getting a little bit too obsessed with this reaching. Oh, hello. And sweep. Flurry. Kick him. Okay, good job. Now you. Yes, Liliana and Qwinn are staying back. You. Okay. Everyone's doing alright for health. Now you. Alistair, would you like to attack this guy? Alistair. Okay, now this one. Okay. I have been, oh. Promises of Pride. I have, tweaked their tactics a little. I've given them the appropriate, what is it called? Alistair is, I'll just show you, that's easier. I've set Artin as a scrapper in default, because I'm controlling her most of the time, so it doesn't really matter. Qwinn is a healer, and I've set her to ranged. Alistair, defender and defensive. I like defensive out of all of them, because when you're trying to strategize, like, okay, we'll take out this one and then this one, and meanwhile Alistair is just like, for the Grey Wardens, running off into the next room, triggering even more enemies, it gets rather frustrating. And Liliana is obviously archer and ranged. I've also set up tactics for Sten, Morrigan, Thorin. They're all done, don't worry about it. Okay, Promises of Pride. Uldred will show us the way. Finally, recognition within the circle and freedom from the scornful eye of the Templars. We will not be shunned. Be ready. Enchanter Gravid. Libertarian. Okay. More mentions of Uldred. Qwinn mentioned that it was Uldred who started all of this. Ooh. Ooh dear. Hey guys, let's sweep. And flurry. They are staying back. Oh, but they are also on fire. That's rather unfortunate. Okay, that guy's down. Now you. Ooh, do. Do you have a group heal? You do. If you could use that, please. Quickly. Thank you. Thank you, Qwinn. You put it a bit fine there, but... Okay. Ooh, this is a greater. Everyone on this guy, please. And Qwinn. No, I won't win. Thank you. If you could heal me. Take one of those, just in case. This is not going well. You're standing up. You take one of them. Good job. Sweet. Okay, now then, you... Use one of these. There you go. Okay. Take this one. Okay. Now you. Good job. Whew. I'm surprised we made that. I know I shouldn't just be running in to the battles. I should be being slightly more prepared, but what can I say? I have a tendency to leap in. Yes, this was one of the Mage's Collective quests. We have a torn book. Oh. Oh, so this is the... Oh no, this is more of summoning sciences. Apprentices are allowed and expected to willfully direct a minor spirit, provided it is within the protective confines of the library. Placement of the shells allows for passive immobilization and the emergency purging of any rogue entity. Take care. This exercise is not to be enacted during maintenance or other disruption of library structure. The danger presented by an incorrect summoning, particularly exercise 3, is extreme. This book has been torn in half, and here is the second half that we have already read. Okay. And, ooh.
It will be done.
That's nice. Another dead
Very
Templar.
well.
Now, I know it said that we shouldn't do these summoning sciences whilst the circle is in a state of disarray, but we're here and we've cleared everything out on this level, so it's probably fine. Now then. Oh, we also have creatures to read. Address the summoning font. Second passage, Tome of Spirit. Summoning font, okay. Tome of Spirit. Where are you? Tome of Spirit, there we go. Let's tag that, and then we pass our hands over the flames. Oh, it's a spirit hog. Spirit hog. The equivalent of a Fade bottom feeder. The gullet of the spirit hog can contain minor gems, presumably coalesced from ethereal elements in the Fade. Such creatures cannot survive in the mortal realm without summoner intervention. Aww. That's sad. Oh. Poor spirit nug. We did get a garnet from it though. Very nice. Now then, summon the second. Let's see. Uncommon calling. Uncommon calling Gorvish. Uncommon calling. There you go. Somewhere around here. Hello. There we go. And Gorvish. Who is, yes, it's this guy.
As you say.
And now we can tag this. Oh! Trickster Whim. Oh, I don't like that laughter. Trickster Whim, an amoral entity that delights in observing corporeal and emotional discomfort. A dangerous preference given that such creatures have little understanding or interest in the fragility of mortal flesh. Oof. And he didn't seem to die, he seemed to just kind of teleport away. Ooh. And now summoning the third. However, before I do that, I believe, yes, summoning the fourth. And then what did we have to do for this one? Let's see. Okay. Grand Bestiary Table Etherealis. Bestiary Table Etherealis. I'm not pronouncing that right. Bestiary Table and Etherealis, which is, I think it's on this side. Ah, there we go.
It will be done.
Then the next step was Etherealis, Gorvish Phylactery. Then we can do the summoning. Gorvish Phylactery.
As you
Bam.
said.
And the phylactery is right here. And tag it. Ooh! Fade Rifter. Fade Rifter. The Rifter is an assembled consciousness given form in the moment of the ritual. Its appearance is intended to frighten the summoning apprentice, ensuring they respect the Fade. That seems rather stupid. Get them to summon something that'll scare the crap out of them. While essentially a construct, the beast is nonetheless very real and possessed of a fearsome will to be free. I do not approve of these teaching methods. Begin. Sweep. we go. The charged mitts. Qwinn? Oh, excuse me. Went right past you. There you go. Alrighty then. Now, as I showed you all, there is a summoning the fourth. However, I'm actually going to hold off on that. We aren't quite ready to summon that guy. Now then, I do believe that's everything.
Yes.
Let's head up to the second floor. Just how many floors are there? The tower looked quite tall.
Do you hear that? I think there's someone near here.
Owain! The guy who apparently knew about the reaching. We can't get through that door. Okay.
Please refrain from going into the stockroom. It is a mess, and I've not been able to get it into a state fit to be seen.
What are you doing here? Who are you? What is this place? Who are you?
I am called Owain, and I manage the Circle's magical stockroom. I was trying to tidy up, but there was little I could do.
Don't you want to get out of here? Why are you cleaning at a time like this? Aren't you afraid of the abominations? Yeah, the fact that he was cleaning is a little shocking to Artin. However, I think she can notice the brand on his forehead. Why are you cleaning at a time like this?
The stockroom is my responsibility. I must keep it clean. I tried to leave when things got quiet. That was when I encountered the barrier. Finding no other way out, I returned to work.
Owain, you should have said something. I would have opened the door for you.
The stockroom is familiar. I prefer to be here.
How can you be so calm? It seems safe enough for now. Haven't you come across abominations? Well, we know how he can be so calm. He's tranquil. Haven't you come across abominations?
No. I suppose I should count myself lucky. I would prefer not to die. I would prefer it if the tower returned to the way it was. Perhaps Niall will succeed and save us all.
Succeed at what? Who? What's this Niall trying to do? What's this Niall trying to do?
I do not know. But he came here with several others and took the litany of Adrala.
But that protects from mind domination. Is blood magic at work here?
You think?
I do not know.
Niall was in the meeting. He would know. Blood magic. I was afraid of this.
What am I supposed to do now? We'll be able to handle it. How is it worse? Yeah. I think Artin knows that the Chantry has banned blood magic, but again, she's a dwarf. To her, magic is magic. How is it worse?
Blood magic could control us, too. Who knows what could happen then? We should find Niall. The litany will give us a fighting chance against any blood mages we encounter.
I wish you luck. Perhaps this will be over soon and things will return to the way they were. Goodbye.
That's a very nice thought, Owain, but after this, I don't think things will ever be the same again for the tower. Charged quartz. Ooh, a water-stained portrait. An antique portrait, slightly water-stained, of a man wearing furs and a heavy crown. It's a gift. Now then, I think before we go any further, Qwinn mentioned something about a meeting. And I think we do appear to be someplace safe. If the Tranquil guy is safe, then we'll be safe. I think we need to have a little chat with Qwinn. Excuse me.
Yes? Is there something you wish to discuss? If not, we should hurry. Time is of the essence.
What do you know about the Litany of Adrala? Can you tell me how all this trouble started? Can you tell me more about Uldred? Do you know what we will face in the tower? Tell me about yourself, Qwinn. You're right, let's move on. These are all, well, except for number 5, they're all very pertinent questions. What do you know about the Litany of Adrala?
Adrala was a bard in the service of Divine Clemens I. During the Second Exalted March, the schism had split the Chantry into the one we know and the Imperial Chantry in Tevinter. There was much mistrust of the Tevinter Imperium at this time, as you can imagine.
Alright, go on. I still don't trust anything to do with it. Again, there's a dwarven embassy in Minrathous. Artin probably really likes the Tevinters. We don't have time for our history lesson. Alright, go on.
Even though the Imperial Chantry forbade blood magic, the Chantry, our Chantry, did not believe them. After all, many of the Tevinter mages, and even their Magister Lords, had used blood magic with impunity throughout history. Together, with the help of the Chantry and its Templars, Adralla wrote the litany to protect against the mind-controlling abilities of blood mages.
Are you sure it still works? Do you know how to use the litany? This will stop any mind control. I think number 2 is the most important of these questions. Do you know how to use the litany?
It is just a spell, like any other spell. Any mage should be able to recite it. Reciting the litany breaks any existing mind control and prevents future attempts at domination from being successful.
Can you tell me more about Uldred?
Uldred. It's uncharitable of me to speak this way, but I never liked him. He was a squirrely, twitchy sort of person. He never mentored the apprentices, never taught. He didn't seem to care much for the Circle, only his own advancement.
That doesn't mean he's responsible for this. Sounds like a thoroughly nasty person. That doesn't sound so bad. I think you're just prejudiced. He sounds like an unpleasant person, but nothing she's said has outright, you know, oh, I saw him do all of this. She's just saying, oh, I don't like him. That doesn't mean he's responsible for this.
Call it woman's intuition. I'm sure Uldred has some redeeming qualities. He probably has a perfectly good reason for not displaying them.
Can you tell me how all this trouble started?
Ah, a long story. It all started when I returned from Ostagar. I was at that ill-fated battle, and I survived barely. I was in no state to travel, so I stayed at Ostagar to recuperate and help the wounded. Uldred, on the other hand, left for the tower almost immediately. When I finally returned here, I found that Uldred had all but convinced the Circle to join Loghain, the man who nearly destroyed us all. I cannot fault the Circle, though. Uldred had a persuasive argument, and how could they have known what happened in Ostagar?
What did Uldred say? Maybe Uldred had been in cahoots with Loghain all along. This doesn't tell me how the tower got overrun by demons. Okay. So, when Artin was talking to Sir Donal about Eamon getting sick, Artin kind of put feelers out that, oh well, maybe Loghain poisoned Eamon because Donal is a Knight of Redcliffe. He can go off and spread these rumours himself, and it's fighting Loghain's rumours with our rumours, basically. However, telling Qwinn maybe Uldred has been in cahoots with Loghain all along, who's she going to tell that to? We're in a tower that we can't leave, so it's rather pointless. What did Uldred say?
The alliance with Loghain would have been to the Circle's advantage. According to Uldred, once Loghain was in power, he would order the Chantry to give us more freedom. Well, I told the first enchanter Irving what Loghain did on the battlefield. I revealed him for the traitorous bastard he is. Irving said he would take care of it. He called a meeting to confront Uldred. But something must have gone wrong. I emerged from my quarters when I heard the screams. They were coming from the meeting room, and it wasn't long before I saw the first abomination running down a mage. It deteriorated quickly then.
So this all starting at the meeting. What caused the abominations? How did you find the children? What happened to Irving? So this all started at that meeting?
It must have, though I don't know for sure. The creatures came from that direction, as far as I could tell.
We've already seen some of the things that we're going to face in the tower. It seems silly that after we've been fighting to ask the question, and we really don't have time for Qwinn to tell us about herself. We should get going.
Onward, then.
Okay, now then, Owain, I hope that you remain safe here. If we take out everything we see, then nothing should get back to him. Now then, before we carry on, I am just about out of time for this episode, so please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.